tax.
Second round action continues in Columbia, South Carolina with a 1-seed Gamecocks. And
you go back to Sacramento. 10 years.
That's the goal with 3 tickets left to be scanned to the Sweet 16. The winner, SC from Columbia, South Carolina. This has been a phenomenal day of basketball games. Still to close out the night. Medina Okat on the interior, walks with it, and a traveling violation to begin. Foot good late, and then who else steps up offensively for the Trojans?
Yeah, I think it's got to be Kennedy Smith. I think she's got to be somebody that's an offensive option. We know she
game. Joyce Edwards, second-team All-American. Raven Johnson, a third-team All-American. And here is Edwards, who had it roll off. Okat cleans it up. The battle for the real SC. It was a top 10 matchup at the time. South Carolina won it tonight in a 1-seed South Carolina.
When South Carolina held USC to 1 of 14 from the three-point
arena across 5 seasons. Latson rises, too strong from deep. Another offensive rebound, and 4 early for Okat. In just about every way in her NCAA tournament debut Saturday against Clemson. Dealing with the pressure defense, turned it over.
Hey, how about this crowd?
Done. Defended well by Tessa Johnson. Williams got behind Okat, but that's why you feel like you got to get stops. You got to get rebounds so you can score getting out and
so
running.
You can run. And you see Okat's going to stand right in the middle of the lane. She's going to play center field.
There's Raven Johnson, who's closing in on 1,000 points for her career, too. Edwards against Dunn, scores it, and a 6-0 start for South Carolina.
It up off the backboard. There's an offensive rebound opportunity.
There she is going to work in the post again. Backing down Dunn and scoring again. And it's 8.
Play behind in the post if you're going to allow Joyce Edwards to get those touches and back down. At some point, I think USC's probably going to change that.
Illegal screen set by Vivian. They probably would change things around. Tanaya Latson off target, but another Okat offensive rebound. Johnson sticks the... Sets up Edwards. Spinning on Dunn. Edwards got her own miss. And we'll go to the line. From Camden, South Carolina, 20 points per game, 6 rebounds per game. We told you second, and building off what was a really good freshman year into stardom as a sophomore. Miriam Dowda goes it. Edwards grab and go. The kick, McKeer swirls one out. And a good block out from Diana Mendez, who gave it away to McKeer.
Field.
Jones had it ripped away by Latson. Gamecocks on the break. Latson.
Good transition defense from South Carolina. Not giving up anything easy.
Smith knocks down a long 2, and 6 minutes into the game. Averages 21 minutes per game and didn't play Saturday due to sickness, so it's good to see the one they call Mouse, Maddie McDaniel, is
right gaps, and she also stressed no more offensive rebounds for South Carolina. I need to see more toughness, especially drawing up some plays for Jazzy Davidson to try to get her going.
Still just a one-shot attempt from...
They're very athletic. They can go over the top of you. It is the discipline and the toughness to making a commitment to putting contact on someone.
Kennedy Smith knocks down another jump. Tessa Johnson pulls and knocks it down. The SEC's best.
Knocks that one down.
South Carolina runs, and Johnson had it roll off. Edwards, another offensive rebound. That rolled off. And then I know she's one of your favorites with her game, her shooting, and also just kind of the energy she brings.
She brings energy and very positive voice on the floor.
Kim Mulkey famously asked earlier this year, who Gamecocks by 16, final 2 minutes in the opening quarter. London Jones being dogged by McDaniel, stayed persistent.
To fall right there, but just a lot of one-on-one dribbling for USC. Not a lot of ball and player movement.
And then real easy for Joyce Edwards. London Jones, the UCLA transfer, known for her work from outside the arc, set up Gerda Rochetite, one of the beloved teammates on this team. Senior from Bentonville, Arkansas, her second year with the program. Daly says, just a high-character individual. And knocks down both. High ball screen. Raven Johnson Too strong. Okaka
is getting. But the missed shots, they can't afford to be 80% offensive rebounds.
Jazzy Davidson is scoreless in this game for a Trojans team that only has Kennedy Smith really trying to apply some pressure on the ball too with Raven Johnson. Okaka underneath, and a foul is called against Southern Cal. Impact Medina has had so far. Senior at 6'6" out of Kenya per game, and she's got 8 already.
Yeah, talk about a player who's continued to improve.
8 points to go along with her 8 boards. And South Carolina also has made a living at the free throw line. Laura Williams on a nice feed from Kennedy Smith.
Yeah, Kennedy Smith right. You see that time, Laura Williams in a shallow gap, trying to take away a driving lane.
Johnson hits from the corner.
At South Carolina for Raven Johnson. That's second in program history.
It's incredible. Kennedy Smith gets one to go out of the corner. Kennedy Smith, nice scoop to the basket, and she's been excellent offensively. See the 9 points for Kennedy Smith, more than half the USC production. Edwards spinning again, not done with 2 more. And 1 seeds each of the last 2 years. Of course, the back-to-back Elite Eights. No Juju Watkins all year, of course. Davidson finally on the board on her 5th.
Staying tough and aggressive. We cannot give up, guys.
She said there's got to be grit against this big South Carolina team. Okaka walks by 15 on Southern Cal. Again, they sag off Okaka. She's been shooting it all right from 3 recently. And this one goes. Joyce Edwards still working on Kara Dunn and draws a 3rd foul. Well, I should say that they gave it to Kennedy Smith.
Oh.
So this helps out you. Now, Smith does have 2. So you got Davidson, Smith, and Dunn. Kennedy Smith on the drive. Tough shot. No. Cleaned up by Roshatite. And Davidson connects from D.
Well, an offensive rebound. Defense is scrambling.
Latson leaked out ahead of the pack and gets 2. Davidson feeling it. Too strong. Raven Johnson the run out for South Carolina. Latson in transition, lays it in. And Jones takes Latson off the bounce, lost the handle. Edwards fouled by Davidson, and that's
At the guard position, just the verticality, staying vertical, staying disciplined to that. But that's a transition defense, is good offensive execution, and USC has not been able to have much of that in this first half.
Right, 14 of 16. McKeer the pickpocket on Samuels. Latson hauls it in and drops it in. Another Southern Cal turnover to Raven Johnson.
It's nice to have those Atlanta connections with Ann Edwards.
McKeer on another run out. Takes it herself. And for the Gamecocks. 2 NCAA tournament games so far. They've looked dominant in 3 halves. Tessa Johnson again. It's been these last 3 hours. UConn and now South Carolina look pretty good. Okaka follows it up. And it got McKeer slow to get up. That belongs to USC or not. Smith got stripped. McKeer, Edwards, no.
USC head coach Lindsey Gottlieb challenged her team's pride, saying, "We can lose, but not like this. We can't be punks and give up and continue making these."
Post entry, Joyce Edwards with Davidson on it this time. Same result.
Joyce Edwards just holds her hands up like, I don't know if she wanted the foul, or I don't know if she was saying this was too easy.
And Kara Dunn gets on the board.
The team is at their best. The ball is moving. Yes, you got to find ways to get higher percentage shots for Jazzy Davidson, running actions, but you also have to be willing passers and willing to move the ball from side to side.
That one forced a 4th foul on Kennedy Smith. So not even 3 minutes into the second half, and Kennedy Smith goes to the bench with 4. Rhythm 3. Gets the roll. Everything leads. And might have been trying to skip that. Instead, Davidson the takeaway. Davidson attacks and finishes. Who's got 8 now after the 31 in her NCAA tournament debut Saturday. It was, and it goes back to you.
There are rhythm threes and there are overthinking threes.
Davidson, wow! Nice. Davidson was calling for help. He was Chukwu trying to do so, and Edwards just going to work. Point games in a season during Don Staley's 18 years here. South Carolina's concerned, the 2 seed in their regional is out in Iowa.
And what an effort, again, UVA. 3 wins.
This thrill factor goes for Virginia. First round overtime against Georgia, and then you go double OT against Iowa. Edwards again
with her length.
Latson running. And here is the length of McKeer. 3 to go, 3rd quarter from Colonial Life Arena. Latson elbow. Rim.
That was a great look by Jazzy Davidson.
Tornabese lays it in. McKeer saw it. Johnson on the receiving end. Timeout Southern Cal.
Carolina has all the pieces. They have the mentality. They understand what it takes. I think to Dawn Staley's point about working on offensive execution is that got McKeer fouls Jazzy Davidson. I think that's just a growth area. Like, this is an entirely new core group on the floor. Roll, finding a comfort zone, young players that are making impact like that one right there.
Got McKeer with a chance at a 3-point. Don Staley kept using the word patient with us a little bit tonight, but what does that look like against the elite competition?
I mean, it looks like you've got to be patient enough to get to 2nd, 3rd, sometimes 4th action teams that you play, and there are going to be matchups that you have where, yes, you can create your own shot one-on-one, but not against great teams.
Nice. South Carolina. It's been an up-and-down season for Southern Cal. Of course, without Juju Watkins all season with the torn ACL, suffered last year in the NCAA.
I mean, look, she's generational. Juju Watkins and what she has done in her early in her young career as Medina Cop.
Of, man, what could have been this season. And Juju Watkins looked at her coach straight in the eye and said, "Coach, it wasn't." Davidson, good block by Jazzy Davidson, standing tall. And then Latson the pickpocket, right back.
She said it. You know, all she's done is win. Her game has continued to improve. She's been a great floor manager and leader for this team and this program. She's had those moments where you just get knocked on your butt, right? Like you get humbled. The game will humble you.
At midcourt, Agat McKeer sat down, maybe to tie a shoe, and then they needed the mop crew out. South Carolina effort on a day that has been stocked with good 2nd-round games in the NCAA tournament. Another 3 for Jazzy Davidson.
On the offensive end of the floor, she's going to continue to take huge strides forward.
If you were writing up an off-season training plan,
she's outstanding at slashing to the rim. Teams are going to continue to push her right. She's going to work on that right hand, continue to work on that from the 3-point line. And then I think she's got size and length that if she gets guarded by smaller players, she can take. Going to be a tough matchup right now. And I absolutely love that she is already an elite 2-way player. There's a lot of young players.
Mendez to the line. Hey, for the 6th straight year, every NCAA. Reminder, don't go anywhere. We are approaching the final game of the opening weekend.
Tasted the Final Four, and a veteran team, an experienced team, and a team that has stayed together, you know, retaining players.
Kara Dunn, a miss at the line. South Carolina running the floor. Miriam Dowda, the catch, and a chance at 3. Attendance, the fans in Columbia. Dowda. Tornabese, Dowda, got it in a foul again. Jazzy Davidson, the offensive rebound. Jones connects from 3. Said that compared to anyone on the roster, she'd probably hire Marion Dowda faster than anyone. So South Carolina will head to Sacramento. Remember that SEC champion? That decided who got the third 1 seed. So Texas won that game. And so Texas next year, part of that group. And for South Carolina. Just incredible defensively. Most they've ever had in an NCAA. Jones, deep three, got it. 2 in a row. Jones, the loose ball. Three in a row for London. Boy, these have been 2 pretty dominant games for South Carolina overall. 16 seed Southern, now the 9 seed USC.
Chip game, and like Dawn Staley said, get back to really working on some things that we need to work on. And
it is. Before she arrived here, this program had been past the 2nd round of the tournament only 3 times. Seed Oklahoma State. Alicia Tornabis lost the handle, and it goes back. The Gamecocks were great again, and they advance to the Sweet 16.